What if the reason you still feel unhappy is not because you are alone, but because you are afraid to be alone? What if the emptiness you keep trying to escape is actually the doorway to peace? Most people spend their whole lives chasing noise, attention, and people, yet still feel restless the moment the room becomes quiet. But tonight, you'll discover a powerful Buddhist truth: why being alone can make you happier than most people, and how solitude can become the place where your deepest joy begins. When the world goes quiet, you finally hear your true mind. Most people are never truly alone. Even when they sit by themselves, something is always playing. Messages keep arriving, videos keep scrolling, music fills the room, voices keep talking, the hands stay busy, the eyes stay distracted. The mind never gets a moment to rest. Many people do this without realizing it. They wake up and reach for noise. They eat with noise. They travel with noise. They sleep beside noise, because silence feels strange to them. Silence feels uncomfortable. Silence feels too honest. The quiet room begins to show them things they have been avoiding, so they run back to distraction, back to the phone, back to endless content, back to people, back to anything that keeps them from hearing themselves. But when the world finally goes quiet, when the screen is off, when the room is still, when no one is asking anything from you, something powerful begins. You start hearing your own mind. At first, it may not feel peaceful. It may feel messy. Old memories may return. Regrets may rise. Pain you buried may knock again. Questions you kept delaying may suddenly stand in front of you. Why am I tired all the time? Why does this relationship drain me? Why do I keep pretending to be okay? Why do I feel empty even when life looks full? This is the moment many people escape. They call someone. They open an app. They turn on more noise. They distract themselves again, because truth can feel uncomfortable before it feels freeing. But if you stay, if you do not run, if you breathe through the discomfort, the storm inside slowly begins to settle. And beneath all the noise, a deeper voice appears, your true voice. The voice that existed before fear, the voice that existed before people's opinions, the voice that existed before pressure changed your direction. It is calm. It is honest. It does not shout. It quietly tells the truth. It shows you what is draining your energy. It shows you what your heart has outgrown. It shows you where you have betrayed yourself. It shows you what still matters deeply. It reminds you what kind of life you truly want. This is why solitude can be so powerful, because in noise, you hear everyone else. In silence, you hear yourself. And once you truly hear yourself, you begin making better choices. You stop saying yes when your heart means no. You stop chasing what leaves you empty. You stop living by habit. You start living with awareness. Many people spend years lost in noise, never knowing what they really feel, never knowing what they truly need, never knowing who they are beneath the performance. But the person who can sit in silence, the person who can face the quiet without fear, becomes wiser than the crowd, because silence is not emptiness. Silence is a mirror. Silence is medicine. Silence is where hidden truth becomes clear. And the one who learns to listen there walks through life with a peace most people never understand. When the mask falls, you remember how to truly exist. Many people are exhausted, but they do not know the real reason why. They think it is work. They think it is stress. They think it is bad luck. Sometimes it is those things, but often the deepest tiredness comes from pretending, from wearing a mask so long you forget it is there. Every day, people step into rooms and become someone else. A softer version, a safer version, a version that causes no trouble, a version made to be accepted. They smile when they feel heavy. They laugh when nothing feels funny. They say, "I'm fine," while something inside is breaking. They agree when their heart says no. They stay quiet when truth wants to speak. They hide pain so others stay comfortable. They hide needs so no one calls them difficult. They hide emotions so no one leaves. Little by little, this becomes a habit. Then the habit becomes an identity, and one day, they no longer know where the mask ends and the real self begins. This is why many people feel strangely empty in busy rooms. They are present physically, but absent inwardly. Their body is there, their voice is there, their smile is there, but the real person inside has gone silent. And carrying that false version of yourself every day is heavy. It drains energy. It creates anxiety. It creates resentment. It creates a sadness that is hard to explain, because the soul becomes tired when it is not allowed to be real. But when you are alone, something beautiful happens. The performance can stop. No one needs anything from you. No one is judging your face. No one is measuring your mood. No one is asking you to be entertaining, agreeable, impressive, cheerful, easy. You can finally put everything down. The fake smile, the careful voice, the forced patience, the edited personality, the pressure to appear okay. And when the mask falls, at first, it may feel unfamiliar. You may not know what to do with such freedom. You may feel restless. You may feel strangely quiet. You may realize how long you have lived for others. But stay there, because something sacred is returning. You begin to remember how to truly exist. You sit because you want to sit. You speak only when words feel true. You rest without guilt. You cry without shame. You laugh naturally again. You think your own thoughts. You feel your own feelings. You breathe differently, lighter, deeper, freer. This is the peace many people are searching for in travel, money, attention, and endless entertainment. But often, it begins in a simple room where no one is asking you to be anyone, just yourself. There is great healing in being seen by no one for a little while, because in that unseen space, you can finally see yourself. You notice what you actually enjoy, what music you truly like, what values matter to you, what dreams were yours, and which dreams were borrowed from others. You notice where you became too small, where you became too agreeable, where you traded truth for approval. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Then life begins to change. You stop saying yes so quickly. You stop shrinking to fit places that suffocate you. You stop performing kindness while neglecting yourself. You stop living as a character written by fear, and you begin becoming real. The world may still ask for masks. Some people may prefer the version of you that never challenged them. Some may become uncomfortable when you become honest. Let them, because false peace is expensive. It costs your identity. Real peace is different. Real peace lets you breathe. Real peace lets you speak truth gently. Real peace lets you belong to yourself again. Never underestimate the joy of no longer pretending. Never underestimate the freedom of being natural. Never underestimate the power of a life where your outer self and inner self become one. Many people look alive, but are only performing life. Be different. Be the one who removes the mask. Be the one who returns to truth. Be the one who remembers that existing is enough. Because happiness does not grow where you are acting. Happiness grows where you are real. Peace enters the moment expectations leave the room. Many people think their suffering comes from other people. They say, "This person hurt me. That person disappointed me. No one understands me. People keep causing my stress." Sometimes that is true, but many times the deeper pain is not people themselves. It is expectation. The silent story you created in your mind about how life should go, how people should behave, how quickly they should reply, how deeply they should understand your heart, how often they should choose you, how kindly they should treat you, how perfectly they should know what you need without you saying a word. And when reality does not follow that story, pain begins. You wait for a message that does not come. You give love and expect the same form back. You help others and expect loyalty forever. You stay kind and expect kindness in return. You imagine effort will always be matched. You imagine honesty will always be respected. You imagine your heart will be handled carefully because you handle others carefully. But life does not always move that way. People are wounded, busy, confused, immature, distracted, sometimes selfish, sometimes unaware of the pain they create. And the more tightly you hold your expectations, the more every unmet moment feels personal. A delayed reply feels like rejection. A changed mood feels like betrayal. Distance feels like abandonment. Silence feels like disrespect. The mind suffers not only from what happened, but from what it expected to happen instead. This is why many people live in constant emotional tension. Their body is in one room, but their mind is somewhere else. Waiting, checking, wondering, interpreting, hoping, resenting, repeating. Even in moments that could be peaceful, they are trapped in invisible battles. But then there are moments when you are alone. No one to reply. No one to impress. No one to decode. No one to monitor. No one to chase emotionally. And suddenly, something soft enters the room. Peace, because expectations have left. You are not asking the moment to become something else. You are not demanding another person complete your peace. You are not measuring your worth through attention. You are simply here, breathing, existing, resting. This is why solitude can feel so healing. It removes the constant pressure of emotional negotiation. No hidden contracts. No silent bargains. No, I did this, so they should do that. No, I gave love, so now they owe me love. Just presence. And presence is lighter than expectation. Buddhist wisdom teaches that attachment to how things must be creates suffering. The tighter the grip, the deeper the pain. When you release the grip, the heart becomes spacious again. This does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean expecting nothing from everyone. It means learning balance. Love people, but do not build your peace inside their behavior. Care deeply, but do not hand others the keys to your inner weather. Give kindness, but do not turn kindness into a transaction. Speak truth, but do not demand everyone understand it immediately. You begin to love more freely when you expect less control. Think about how much energy expectations steal. You replay conversations. You imagine future disappointment. You compare what happened to what should have happened. You carry anger for promises no one truly made. This is heavy living, and often unnecessary. Sometimes the greatest peace enters not when life changes, but when your demands on life soften. You stop asking everyone to heal you. You stop asking one message to save your mood. You stop asking people to read minds. You stop asking the world to move exactly on your timing. And then something beautiful happens. You become easier to satisfy. A calm morning becomes enough. A sincere conversation becomes enough. A quiet cup of tea becomes enough. Your own breath becomes enough. That is wealth many never know, because they are always chasing a future moment where everyone finally behaves correctly. But peace lives now, in this room, in this breath, in this moment with no demands attached. Some expectations are wise. Respect, honesty, basic care, healthy boundaries. These matter, but endless emotional expectations often poison the heart. Know the difference. Hold standards, release fantasies, choose self-respect, release control. Then relationships become cleaner, life becomes lighter, and your mind becomes quieter. So if your heart feels tired, ask gently, am I suffering from reality, or from the story I wanted reality to follow? That question alone can free you, because the moment expectations leave the room, peace often enters without knocking. Solitude reveals you were never empty, only distracted. Many people are afraid of being alone for one reason. They believe that if the room becomes quiet, they will meet emptiness. They think without people, noise, plans, and constant movement, there will be nothing left. No excitement, no meaning, no joy, no life. So they keep themselves surrounded, always talking, always scrolling, always chasing the next message, always planning the next meeting, always filling every free moment with something. From the outside, it looks like living, but often it is escaping the fear that inside them there is nothing worth meeting. This is one of the greatest illusions of modern life. People mistake distraction for fullness. They mistake busyness for purpose. They mistake attention for connection. They mistake noise for happiness. But when everything becomes quiet, truth begins to appear. You were never empty. You were distracted. Inside you has always been a world, waiting patiently. Thoughts you never had time to hear. Dreams you pushed aside to fit other people's plans. Talents ignored because survival felt more urgent. Feelings buried under constant entertainment. Wisdom hidden beneath endless stimulation. Tenderness that had nowhere safe to land. Creativity that could not speak through the noise. A deeper self, waiting behind the crowd. Many people go years without meeting this inner world. They know the latest trends. They know everyone's opinions. They know what strangers are doing online, but they do not know their own heart. They know how to entertain themselves, but not how to understand themselves. So when solitude first arrives, it can feel uncomfortable, not because solitude is empty, but because you are finally noticing how disconnected you became. The first quiet moments may feel restless. You may reach for your phone every few minutes. You may feel bored. You may feel uneasy. You may think nothing is happening. But something is happening. The dust is settling. The nervous system is slowing. The mind is detoxing from constant input. The inner world is beginning to wake up. Stay there. Do not run too quickly, because after the discomfort, richness begins. You start remembering what genuinely interests you. You notice ideas returning. You feel emotions with more honesty. You begin asking deeper questions. What kind of life actually suits me? What have I been pretending to enjoy? What relationships energize me? And which ones drain me? What did I once love before I became busy trying to be accepted? This is where solitude becomes sacred, because it gives you back to yourself. You begin to discover joys that do not depend on applause. Reading slowly, walking alone, learning quietly, creating something meaningful, thinking deeply, praying, meditating, watching rain fall against a window, smiling for no reason. These simple moments often carry more nourishment than loud pleasures. Why? Because they connect you to what is real. Many people say they feel empty, but often what they mean is they have been overfed by distraction and underfed by meaning. There is a difference. Distraction keeps the mind occupied. Meaning feeds the soul. And meaning is usually found in slower places, in silence, in reflection, in presence, in truth. Solitude also shows you how much of your identity was borrowed. Without people around, who are you? Without approval, what matters? Without comparison, what do you actually want? Without pressure, how do you naturally move? These are powerful questions, and their answers cannot be heard in a crowded mind. The person who learns to be alone begins to see life differently. They stop panicking when plans cancel. They stop begging for constant company. They stop treating silence like danger. They stop assuming attention equals love. Because now they know there is richness within. There is stability within. There is companionship within. This does not mean you never need people. Human connection is beautiful. Love is beautiful. Friendship is beautiful. But when you know your inner world is alive, you stop asking others to fill a space that was never empty. You let people add to your life, not become the source of it. That changes everything. So, if solitude feels strange right now, be patient. You are not entering emptiness. You are entering a room inside yourself that has been locked for too long. Sit there. Listen there. Rest there. There may be treasures waiting under all the noise, because you were never empty. You were simply distracted from your own depth. And the day you discover that depth, being alone stops feeling like loss. It begins to feel like freedom. Being alone teaches the difference between need and real love. Many people spend years believing they know what love is. They say, "I cannot live without them." They say, "They are my everything." They say, "If they leave, my life is over." It sounds deep. It sounds romantic. It sounds powerful. But many times, it is not love. It is need. Need wears the clothes of love so well that most people never notice the difference. Need says, "Stay with me so I can feel okay." Need says, "Choose me so I can feel valuable." Need says, "Answer quickly so I can feel secure." Need says, "Do not leave, because I do not know how to stand alone." Need feels intense, urgent, possessive, anxious. It creates highs and lows. One message can lift your mood. One silence can destroy your day. One small distance can feel like disaster. Many people mistake this emotional storm for passion. But storms are not always signs of love. Sometimes they are signs of attachment. Sometimes they are signs of fear. Sometimes they are signs of wounds, asking another person to heal what only inner work can heal. This is why being alone can become one of the greatest teachers in life, because solitude removes the person you were leaning on, and now you meet yourself directly. At first, this can feel painful. You may feel restless. You may miss them. You may feel empty. You may believe they were the source of your happiness. But if you stay with yourself long enough, something powerful begins to happen. You learn that your breath still continues. Your life still moves. Your heart still heals. The sun still rises. Peace still visits. Laughter still returns. You discover something many never learn. You can survive alone. You can smile alone. You can grow alone. You can feel whole alone. And once this truth enters your bones, love changes forever. Now you no longer choose from desperation. You choose from clarity. You no longer cling to anyone who gives attention. You notice character. You notice consistency. You notice respect. You notice how your nervous system feels around them. You stop asking, "Do they want me?" You begin asking, "Are they healthy for my soul?" That is maturity. Real love feels different from need. Need rushes. Love respects timing. Need panics. Love trusts. Need controls. Love allows freedom. Need demands proof every day. Love grows through steady presence. Need fears distance. Love remains kind, even in space. Need says, "Complete me." Love says, "I am whole, and I wish to share that wholeness with you." This is why some relationships feel exhausting. They are built on hunger, not harmony. Built on emptiness, not fullness. Built on fear, not truth. Two people may care for each other deeply, but if both are using the other to escape themselves, pain usually follows. They become jealous easily. They test each other. They seek constant reassurance. They confuse drama with depth. They call suffering romance. But love should not constantly feel like emotional survival. Love can challenge you, yes. Love requires patience, yes. But real love also brings steadiness. It brings safety. It brings room to breathe. It does not require you to disappear. Solitude teaches you this by making you face your own loneliness. And when you stop running from loneliness, you stop turning people into medicine. You stop asking others to fix moods they did not create. You stop making one person responsible for your self-worth. You become responsible for your own heart. This is sacred growth. Because now, if someone enters your life, you enjoy them, you appreciate them, you care deeply, but you do not collapse without them. You do not beg to be chosen. You do not trade dignity for affection. You do not stay where love is missing just because company is present. This kind of freedom creates cleaner love, healthier love, calmer love. You can say yes with sincerity. You can say no without panic. You can walk away when needed. You can stay without losing yourself. Many people search for the right person, but often the deeper task is becoming the kind of person who no longer confuses need with love. Because when you are ruled by need, you may chase what harms you. When you are grounded in wholeness, you recognize what nourishes you. So, if being alone feels difficult right now, do not see it as punishment. See it as training. Life may be teaching you how to stand before it teaches you how to join. Life may be emptying your hands so you stop gripping what was never love. Life may be strengthening your heart so that one day you can love without fear. And that kind of love is rare. It is quiet. It is steady. It is free. It is not built on panic. It is built on presence. Remember this: the person who cannot be alone often chooses out of fear. The person who has learned to be alone chooses out of wisdom. And wisdom almost always loves better. Your power returns when your energy stops leaking everywhere. Many people keep saying the same words. I feel tired. I feel drained. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have no motivation anymore. They think the problem is laziness. They think they need more coffee, more discipline, more pressure, more force. But often, the real problem is not lack of strength. It is constant leakage. Their energy is leaving them in small ways all day long, not through one big disaster, but through 100 little openings, too many conversations that mean nothing, too many messages that demand replies, too many people wanting access, too many problems that were never theirs, too many opinions entering the mind, too many places where they keep showing up, but do not feel alive. Energy rarely disappears at once. It leaks, quietly, slowly, daily. You answer people while ignoring yourself. You listen to everyone while never resting. You carry moods that do not belong to you. You stay available when your soul needs space. You explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You keep peace outside, while losing peace inside. And then one day you wake up tired, not because life defeated you, but because you have been pouring yourself into places that never refill you. This is one of the hidden reasons solitude can feel healing. When you step back, when you become quiet, when you stop giving yourself to everything, your power begins to return. At first, it may feel strange. You may feel guilty for becoming less available. You may feel selfish for needing silence. You may feel uncomfortable not responding instantly. You may wonder if people will be upset. Let them feel what they feel. You are not here to destroy yourself, so others remain comfortable. Rest is not selfish. Boundaries are not cruelty. Silence is not rejection. Sometimes distance is medicine. When you spend time alone, your nervous system starts calming down. The mind no longer has to react every few minutes. No new drama enters the room. No random demands keep pulling at your attention. No emotional noise keeps touching your spirit. You begin to breathe differently, slower, deeper, cleaner, and in that stillness, scattered energy starts gathering. The strength you thought was gone was never gone. It was divided, pulled in too many directions. This is why some people feel more alive after one peaceful day alone than after a week surrounded by everyone. Because energy grows where attention is protected. Think about how much strength disappears through invisible habits. Saying yes when you mean no. Checking your phone every few minutes. Arguing with people who love conflict. Trying to fix those who refuse healing. Comparing your life constantly. Staying in spaces where you feel small, pretending to be okay when your body is begging for rest. These things look normal from the outside, but they are expensive inside. Every unnecessary obligation taxes the soul. Every fake interaction costs life force. Every boundary ignored becomes inner weakness. But when solitude becomes part of your life, you begin noticing what deserves your energy and what does not. You become more selective. You speak less, but mean more. You show up less everywhere, but more fully where it matters. You stop reacting to every message, mood, and opinion. You stop letting random people rent space in your mind for free. You stop carrying emotional bags that have someone else's name on them. This is power. Real power is not loud. It is not domination. It is not forcing others. Real power is the ability to direct your own life force wisely, to know where your attention goes, to know when to step back, to know when to close the gate, to know when silence is wiser than response, to know when protecting peace matters more than pleasing people. Buddhist wisdom often reminds us that where attention goes, life follows. If your attention is everywhere, you will feel weak everywhere. If your attention returns home, you become steady again. This is why some people seem calm in chaos. They do not give themselves to every disturbance. They know not every knock deserves an answer. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. Not every opinion deserves thought. Not every conflict deserves participation. That restraint saves enormous energy. Solitude teaches this naturally. When you sit alone long enough, you remember your original rhythm. You remember what calm feels like. You remember what your own thoughts sound like without interference. You remember what you actually care about. And once you remember, you stop wasting power on what never mattered. Your creativity returns. Your focus returns. Your patience returns. Your joy returns. Even your body begins to feel lighter, because exhaustion is not always from doing too much. Sometimes it is from giving too much to the wrong things. So if you feel empty these days, ask gently, where is my energy leaking? Who drains me repeatedly? What habits scatter my mind? What am I carrying that was never mine? What would happen if I became less available and more present to myself? These questions can change a life. You do not need to disappear forever. You do not need to hate people. You do not need to isolate in bitterness. You simply need wisdom, time alone, protected attention, clear boundaries, sacred pauses, because the world will always ask for your energy. Very few things will remind you to keep some for yourself. Be one of those reminders. Choose silence sometimes. Choose rest sometimes. Choose distance sometimes. Choose yourself without apology. And watch what happens. The tired version of you begins to fade. The clear version returns. The strong version returns. The peaceful version returns. Because your power was never lost. It was leaking. And the moment the leaks are closed, your life begins filling again. The day you enjoy solitude, no one can control you again. Many people do not realize how often control hides inside relationships. It does not always look obvious. It does not always come with threats, shouting, or cruel words. Sometimes control is quiet. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it comes through distance, through silence, through mixed signals, through giving attention one day and removing it the next, through making you feel chosen, then making you feel forgotten. And why does this work on so many people? Because many people are not afraid of pain. They are afraid of being alone. That fear becomes the door others walk through. The moment someone believes loneliness is unbearable, they become easy to control. A delayed message can shake their peace. A cold tone can ruin their day. Someone pulling away can make them chase harder. Someone giving crumbs of affection can make them stay too long. Someone saying maybe can keep them waiting for years. This is how power is lost. Not in one dramatic moment, but in small acts of emotional dependence. You start shaping your mood around another person's behavior. You wake up checking if they replied. You sleep wondering what changed. You replay conversations. You blame yourself for their inconsistency. You tolerate disrespect because losing them feels scarier than losing yourself. This is not love. This is captivity built from fear, and many people live inside it without naming it. But the day you learn to enjoy solitude, everything changes, because now the greatest threat no longer works. Being alone no longer terrifies you. Silence no longer feels like punishment. Distance no longer feels like death. No reply no longer destroys your worth. When solitude becomes safe, manipulation becomes weak. If someone disappears to control you, you let them go. If someone gives only crumbs, you lose interest. If someone confuses you repeatedly, you step back. If someone uses your fear of abandonment, they discover you are no longer available for that game. This is freedom. True freedom is not controlling others. It is becoming uncontrollable by fear. Many people try to become powerful by gaining status, money, beauty, or influence. But inner freedom is a deeper power. To remain steady when someone withdraws. To remain calm when attention fades. To remain whole when someone chooses someone else. To remain rooted when life becomes quiet. That strength cannot be bought. It is grown in solitude. At first, solitude may feel uncomfortable. You may hear old wounds speaking. You may feel the urge to chase someone back. You may want to fill the silence quickly. Stay there, because every moment you remain peacefully alone, you are rewiring yourself. You are teaching the nervous system a sacred lesson. I am safe without constant validation. I am complete without constant company. I can survive endings. I can breathe through distance. I do not need to beg for what should come freely. This lesson changes everything. Once you know you can be okay alone, you choose differently. You stop chasing unavailable people. You stop over-explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stop tolerating half-love. You stop performing for acceptance. You stop shrinking to keep someone near, because now you know the truth. Being alone may feel temporary, but betraying yourself creates deeper loneliness. Think about how many people remain trapped only because they fear empty space. They stay in dead friendships. They stay in draining relationships. They stay in disrespectful dynamics. They stay in circles where they are never valued. Not because it is good, but because they do not trust themselves in silence. So life keeps repeating the same lesson. Learn to stand alone, or keep kneeling where you do not belong. Solitude teaches self-respect in quiet ways. You start enjoying your own routines, your own pace, your own thoughts, your own company. You make tea for yourself. You walk alone peacefully. You rest without needing permission. You laugh without an audience. You realize your presence is enough. And from that place, Relationships become cleaner. You no longer ask, will they stay? You ask, do they deserve access to my peace? You no longer ask, how do I keep them interested? You ask, why am I interested in confusion? You no longer ask, what if they leave? You ask, what if leaving is protection? This is wisdom born from solitude. Buddhist teachings often point toward non-attachment, not coldness, not indifference, but freedom from clinging, freedom from making another person the source of your identity, freedom from needing outer approval to feel inner worth. When you enjoy solitude, you can love deeply without chains. You can care without collapsing. You can connect without losing center. You can walk away without hatred. You can stay without fear. That is mature love. That is real power. So if someone's distance still controls your mood, do not only focus on them. Look deeper. Ask gently, what fear inside me gives this person power? What emptiness am I asking them to fill? What would change if I became peaceful alone? These questions can open a new life. Because the moment solitude becomes a friend, you stop being available for emotional slavery. You stop handing strangers the keys to your nervous system. You stop calling desperation love. You stop begging for what should be mutual. And one quiet day, you notice something beautiful. The people who once controlled your emotions no longer reach you, not because your heart became hard, but because it became free. So learn to sit alone. Learn to enjoy your own presence. Learn to let silence hold you. Learn to become enough for yourself. Because the day you truly enjoy solitude, no one can control you again. In silence, ordinary moments become sacred again. Many people are not unhappy because life has no beauty. They are unhappy because they have become too noisy to notice it. The days move fast. The mind moves faster. Wake up. Check the phone. Rush the morning. Eat quickly. Think about 10 things at once. Carry yesterday. Fear tomorrow. Repeat. This becomes normal, and when life is lived this way, something precious is lost. Sensitivity, wonder, presence, the ability to feel the small gifts hidden inside ordinary moments. Many people are waiting for happiness to arrive in dramatic form. A perfect relationship, more money, a better house, a big success, some exciting event. They think joy must be loud to be real, but some of the deepest peace in life arrives quietly. It enters through small doors, a breeze through the window, warm tea in tired hands, the sound of rain at night, morning light touching the wall, clean sheets after a long day, a slow walk with nowhere urgent to be, the first deep breath after weeks of stress. These moments are available often, but a restless mind walks past them every day. This is why silence is powerful. Silence slows you down enough to notice what was always there. When you spend time alone, without constant talking, without endless scrolling, without chasing stimulation every minute, your senses begin to wake up again. Food taste is richer, water feels refreshing, bird sounds become clear, the sky looks wider, the wind feels alive. Even the room around you starts feeling softer. Nothing outside changed. You changed. Attention returned. And where attention returns, life returns. This is one of the hidden gifts of solitude. It cleans the dust from perception. It allows you to see beauty that busy people no longer notice. Many people live surrounded by blessings they cannot feel. Not because blessings are absent, but because presence is absent. They drink tea while checking 10 things. They eat dinner while worrying. They sit beside sunset light while staring at a screen. They listen to music while trapped in thought. The body is in the moment. The mind is somewhere else. So the moment passes unopened. Silence brings the mind home. When the mind comes home, ordinary life becomes rich again. A simple room can feel peaceful. Washing your face can feel refreshing. Folding clothes can feel calming. Sweeping the floor can feel grounding. Lighting a candle can feel sacred. Standing by a window can feel healing. Many would call these small things, but a wise person knows life is made of small things. If you cannot feel joy in simple moments, big moments will not save you for long. Pleasure may excite you briefly, but presence nourishes you deeply. Buddhist wisdom often teaches awareness of the present moment. Why? Because reality only exists here, not in tomorrow's fantasy, not in yesterday's replay. Here, this breath, this sound, this step, this sip, this heartbeat. When you return here often enough, you begin to feel held by life again. Silence also softens emotional pain. When the mind is overstimulated, even sadness becomes louder. But when you slow down, pain has room to breathe. Tension loosens, the heart settles, and beauty begins mixing with sorrow in a gentle way. You realize healing is not always dramatic. Sometimes healing is sunlight on your face. Sometimes healing is 5 quiet minutes. Sometimes healing is hearing rain while no one needs anything from you. Sometimes healing is simply not rushing. Many people fear silence because they think nothing happens there, but so much happens there. The nervous system resets, the soul catches up, the senses open, the mind unclenches. Gratitude returns naturally, and gratitude is one of the purest forms of happiness. You stop needing everything to be extraordinary. You stop postponing joy until life becomes perfect. You stop saying, "I'll be happy when." You begin saying, "There is something beautiful now." That shift changes the quality of your whole life. Imagine 2 people with the same day, same weather, same meal, same room, same walk. One is restless, distracted, comparing, rushing. The other is present, breathing, noticing, receiving. One feels deprived. The other feels blessed. The outer life is the same. The inner state creates the difference. This is why solitude can make you happier than many people. Because while others chase bigger and louder experiences, you begin mastering the art of receiving what already exists. That art creates quiet joy, steady joy, portable joy, a joy that can live in simple places. So if life has felt dull lately, do not only ask what is missing, ask what noise is covering what is already here. Turn something off, sit by the window, walk slowly, drink tea without distraction, listen to the evening, watch light move across the room, breathe as if you belong here, because you do. And you may discover something beautiful. The ordinary was never ordinary. It was only waiting for your attention. In silence, common moments become sacred again, and the person who knows how to feel that carries wealth the world cannot measure. When you befriend yourself, life stops feeling so heavy. Many people believe life feels heavy because of work, money, pressure, or problems. And yes, these things can be difficult. They can test the mind. They can tire the body. They can stretch the heart. But there is another kind of heaviness many people never notice. The heaviness of living against yourself. The heaviness of being your own enemy. The heaviness of waking each day with a voice inside that criticizes, doubts, shames, compares, and punishes you. Many people carry this voice for so long, they think it is normal. They make one mistake and attack themselves. They fall behind and call themselves a failure. They feel pain and then judge themselves for feeling pain. They become tired and then hate themselves for needing rest. They compare their journey to others and feel smaller each time, even when no one is hurting them. They continue the hurt from within. This creates a secret exhaustion. Because life is already difficult at times, why fight the world? and yourself too. Imagine carrying a heavy bag every day. Now imagine filling it with stones yourself. That is what self-hatred does. That is what constant inner criticism does. That is what harshness toward yourself does. It adds weight to an already human life. This is why solitude can become healing. When you spend time alone with awareness, you begin hearing how you speak to yourself. You notice the tone inside. You notice the impatience, the cruelty, the impossible standards, the constant pressure to be more, do more, fix more, prove more, and, for the first time, you may realize, I would never speak to someone I love this way, so why do I speak to myself like this? That question can change a life, because friendship with yourself begins when honesty begins. At first, befriending yourself may feel unfamiliar. You may know how to care for others, but not yourself. You may know how to comfort others, but not yourself. You may know how to forgive others, but not yourself. You may know how to be patient with everyone else, but still punish yourself daily. This is common. Many were taught to perform, achieve, please, endure, but not to be gentle inwardly. So solitude gives you a chance to learn what was missed. You begin sitting with yourself differently, not as a judge, not as an enemy, but as a companion. You start listening to your own pain. You ask, what do I need right now? You ask, why am I hurting? You ask, what have I been carrying too long? You ask, what would kindness look like here? These questions are soft, but they are powerful, because they replace punishment with understanding, and understanding lightens the heart. When you befriend yourself, mistakes stop becoming proof that you are worthless. They become lessons. Bad days stop becoming identity. They become weather. Emotions stop becoming weakness. They become signals. Rest stops becoming guilt. It becomes wisdom. You stop demanding perfection from a human being. You remember you are allowed to be unfinished. This changes how life feels. The same problems may still exist, but now you face them with an ally inside. And that matters more than many realize. Think of two people carrying the same burden. One insults themselves while carrying it. The other encourages themselves while carrying it. Who will suffer more? The outer burden may be equal. The inner relationship changes everything. This is why some people seem crushed by small things, and others move through great difficulty with grace. Often, the difference is not strength. It is self-relationship. When you become a friend to yourself, you become steadier in pain. You stop abandoning yourself when life gets hard. You stop speaking to yourself only when you fail. You stay with yourself. That loyalty heals old wounds. Many people were not supported enough in the past, not understood enough, not comforted enough, not protected enough. So now, adulthood becomes the place where they must learn to offer themselves what was missing. This is sacred work. You become the safe place you once needed. You become the voice that calms panic. You become the hand that lifts you after failure. You become the patience you were denied. You become the love that does not leave. And when this happens, life stops feeling so lonely, even when you are alone, because you are no longer abandoned inside. Buddhist wisdom often points toward compassion, not only for others, but for all suffering beings. That includes you. You are also one of the beings deserving compassion. You are also worthy of patience. You are also worthy of gentle understanding. Many give mercy outwardly while denying it inwardly. But peace grows when compassion turns inward too. This does not mean avoiding responsibility. It does not mean making excuses. It means correcting yourself without cruelty, growing without hatred, improving without humiliation, learning without self-destruction. That is mature discipline. That is wise strength, and it lasts longer than fear ever will. So if life feels heavy these days, pause and ask gently, is life heavy? Or is the way I treat myself making it heavier? That question reveals much. Maybe the world is not the only weight. Maybe the inner war is too. And wars end when one side chooses understanding. Start small. Speak kindly to yourself today. Rest without calling it weakness. Forgive one old mistake. Celebrate one quiet effort. Sit beside your pain instead of attacking it. Offer yourself the tone you needed from others. Little by little, the mind softens, the chest loosens, the nervous system calms, the days feel lighter. Not because life became perfect, but because you stopped carrying it with an enemy inside. Remember this: the person who has the whole world but hates themselves feels poor. The person who faces struggle but has friendship within carries hidden wealth. So become someone you are safe with. Become someone you can return to. Become someone whose presence comforts your own heart. Because when you befriend yourself, life does not become weightless, but it stops feeling so heavy. True happiness begins when you no longer need the crowd. Many people spend their whole lives chasing the crowd. They chase attention. They chase approval. They chase invitations. They chase being noticed. They chase the feeling of being included. They believe if enough people like them, happiness will finally arrive. If enough people choose them, they will feel valuable. If enough people surround them, loneliness will disappear. So they shape themselves to fit rooms. They speak to be accepted. They smile to be approved. They stay where they do not belong, just to avoid being left out. They become available to everyone, while slowly disappearing from themselves. And from the outside, it can look successful. A full social life. Many contacts, many plans, many faces around them. But inside, they still feel restless, still insecure, still hungry for more attention, still afraid of silence, still afraid of being forgotten. Because what depends on the crowd can be taken by the crowd. Today they praise you. Tomorrow they ignore you. Today you are included. Tomorrow you are replaced. Today they clap. Tomorrow they move on. The crowd is unstable by nature. It changes quickly. It follows trends. It follows mood. It follows convenience. If your happiness depends on something unstable, your peace will always shake. This is why many people surrounded by others still feel empty. They have company, but no center. Noise, but no stillness. Attention, but no inner worth. The world can gather around a person and still never touch their loneliness. This is where solitude teaches a deeper truth. True happiness begins the moment you no longer need the crowd. Notice the word need. This does not mean rejecting people. It does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean isolating yourself from love, friendship, or community. Human connection is beautiful. Shared laughter is beautiful. Kind companionship is beautiful. But there is a difference between enjoying connection and depending on it for identity. When you need the crowd, you become easy to bend. You fear disagreement. You fear being misunderstood. You fear standing alone. You fear saying no. You fear losing people more than losing truth. So you betray yourself in small ways, again and again. But when you no longer need the crowd, you become free to be real. You can enter a room without begging to belong. You can speak honestly without shaking. You can leave spaces that cost your peace. You can be misunderstood and remain calm. You can be alone and still feel complete. This is strength many never discover, because most people are trained to seek outer proof before inner peace. They ask, how many people like me? How many people chose me? How many people noticed me? How many people stayed? But wiser questions are different. Do I like the person I become around others? Do I betray myself for acceptance? Do I feel peaceful in my own company? Do I need noise to avoid myself? Can I stand alone when truth asks me to? These questions lead to real happiness. The crowd often rewards performance, but peace rewards authenticity. The crowd may love the mask, but your soul loves truth. Many people are loved for who they pretend to be, and secretly miserable. Some people are barely understood, yet deeply peaceful. Never confuse popularity with fulfillment. Never confuse visibility with value. Never confuse attention with love. Never confuse being surrounded with being whole. True happiness often looks quieter than people expect. It may look like a person reading alone peacefully, walking alone without sadness, sitting in a cafe without needing company, enjoying a weekend without constant plans, turning the phone off without anxiety, laughing sincerely with one true friend instead of performing for many, sleeping well because the heart is clear. This is hidden wealth. Buddhist wisdom teaches that attachment creates suffering. The more tightly you cling to needing others to complete you, the more fear enters your life. Fear of rejection, fear of exclusion, fear of loss, fear of silence. But when attachment loosens, joy becomes natural. You can love people without chains. You can appreciate connection without panic. You can enjoy gatherings without depending on them. You can leave when it is time. You can return home to yourself peacefully. This is mature freedom. Think of two people entering the same room. One needs everyone to like them. One simply wishes to be present. One is anxious, performing, monitoring reactions. One is relaxed, grounded, natural. One leaves exhausted. One leaves steady. The room was the same. The inner relationship made the difference. When you no longer need the crowd, your choices improve. You stop joining spaces that drain you. You stop chasing shallow attention. You stop keeping people around only to feel less alone. You stop saying yes to invitations your soul dreads. You stop measuring your worth by how wanted you appear. And then life becomes cleaner, calmer, lighter, more honest. You begin choosing quality over quantity, depth over noise, truth over image, peace over popularity. This shift changes everything, because once you know how to be happy alone, people become a gift, not a requirement. Friendship becomes joy, not survival. Love becomes sharing, not saving. Community becomes nourishment, not identity. And if people leave, you grieve, yes, but you do not collapse, because your roots are inside. So if you still feel pulled by the crowd, pause gently and ask, do I want connection, or do I fear emptiness? Do I want people, or do I want proof that I matter? Do I enjoy gatherings, or am I running from silence? These questions can reveal the path. Start small. Spend time alone without rushing to fill it. Say no when your heart means no. Choose one sincere connection over many shallow ones. Turn down noise. Turn inward. Learn to enjoy your own presence. Learn to trust your own company. Learn that your worth does not rise and fall with attention, because the day you stop needing the crowd, you stop being controlled by it. And that is where true happiness begins. Not in applause, not in numbers, not in being constantly surrounded, but in becoming whole enough that whether the room is full or empty, your heart remains at peace. So if life feels quiet right now, do not mistake quietness for emptiness. Do not assume that because the room is silent, something is missing. Sometimes silence is not loss. Sometimes silence is healing. Sometimes the world becomes quiet, so you can finally hear your own soul again. Many people will spend their whole lives running toward noise. They will chase crowds, attention, approval, endless distraction. yet still feel restless when night arrives. But you do not have to live that way. You can become the rare person who feels whole in their own presence. The rare person who does not need constant company to feel valuable. The rare person who can sit alone and feel peace instead of panic. Because true happiness was never hiding in the crowd. It was waiting for you beneath the noise, inside your breath, inside your stillness, inside the part of you that remains calm when everything outside changes. So if you are alone tonight, do not pity yourself. Do not rush to fill every empty space. Sit with yourself gently. Listen to your own heart. Let the mind slow down. Let the pressure leave your body. Let peace find you where people could not. And one day, while others are still searching everywhere outside themselves, you will be smiling quietly for no reason. Not because life became perfect. Not because everyone stayed. Not because the world gave you everything you wanted. But because you discovered something deeper. You learned how to become home for yourself. And once a person becomes home for themselves, they carry peace wherever they go. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, take a quiet moment and let me know in the comments. Can you truly enjoy your own company? If you are learning to choose peace over noise, subscribe to the channel and walk this path with us. And if someone you care about is struggling with loneliness, overthinking, or needing constant approval, share this video with them. Sometimes one message at the right time can change a life.